Alright, we're diving right in today, guys. Been a lot of crazy things going on lately with the Young Dolph case, and now especially with Cornelius Smith's new paperwork. New paperwork? That's right. We're about to take a look at exactly what it says in black and white, and some strange things that are really standing out that we're going to try to unpack and get to the bottom of. Now, from the outside looking in, it seems like the Rico is finally here. There's some really strange changes that have been made to Cornelius Smith's charges, documents, and indictments that are really pointing to the fact that the feds are closing in, if not here already. Alright, let's start by looking at Cornelius Smith's current mugshot and his current status within the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. Now, this is directly from their website. If you scroll down to the bottom where it lists all the charge information, you can see where the case number for the majority of everything is C2200032, which are all the charges from November 17th. Don't really need to pay any attention to the first case at the top, which is 210-25185. That's from the carjacking at Kroger with Valerie Wilkerson. Now, for the rest of the charges, these charges have remained the same since really the beginning of his incarceration. There's a few things that were dropped, but they were minor and don't really have anything to do with this. But the important part is, remember this case number. This has been the same the entire time up until just a few days ago. Now we're going to take that same case number, C2200032, and we're going to input that into the Shelby County Criminal Database so that we can see all of his previous cases as well as his current cases. Alright, so there's a few important things I want you to take from what I'm showing you in this image. Again, the case number, C220032. Make a mental note of that. Now look over to the right in the middle towards the top. It says case type. Now, for really everybody in this Young Dolph case, it says the same thing. Indicted, not in custody. Even though they are in custody, that was always odd to me, but it just could be how they do their paperwork. Might not be a big deal at all. So remember that part. Now we're going to go down to the middle of the screen, over to the right of where it says party, where it lists the lawyer information. Michael Edwin Scholl. It's been the same lawyer he's had the entire time since he got a private attorney. Not a huge deal, but make sure you remember that. And then we're going to look at the charges below at the very bottom. And the same charges the entire time. Notice that there's 6 of them. Now, routinely, I go through the different tools provided by Shelby County as far as inmates, warrants, cases, and I look everybody up by their name to see if anything's changed, see if I can find anything that stands out to me. And boy, oh boy, did something stand out to me today. So we got onto the Shelby County database again, the same one that we used previously, and rather than looking up Cornelius's case number, we looked him up by name. What did we find? Lo and behold, Mr. Cornelius Smith has a brand new case number. Let's take a look. The State of Tennessee versus Cornelius Smith, case number C2207242. Boy, oh boy. So you already know the next thing we had to do was look up that brand new case number, which we certainly did, and I was shocked at what I found. The 3 important things I told you to remember from that other screen. Let's now take a look at his new charges for that new case number and see how those align. So obviously the first one's going to be that case number. Totally different numbers. We're there. We got that. But let's look at the middle upper part of the screen where it says case type. Now remember what it said before. Indicted, not in custody. We'll look at the screen now. What does it say? Special Prosecution Unit. I know we're all wondering the same thing. What in the world is a Special Prosecutions Unit? So I'll explain it to you. The Special Prosecutions Unit was a unit created in 2015 to vertically prosecute complex criminal cases. Cases are submitted and reviewed for prosecution and then handled from arraignment to sentencing by experienced prosecutors in the office. So now you know what the Special Prosecutions Unit does, but where did it come from? The Special Prosecutions Unit is a branch of the Department of Justice, as in the Department of Justice of the federal government of the United States of America. And don't worry, we still have 2 more pretty major bombshells that come with this new case number. So let's go back to that screen that shows all of the details. Let's look at the middle of the screen. To the left it says party, and previously on the right it gave the attorney information, who was Michael Edwin Scholl. So what does it say now next to party? Nothing. It's completely blank. Now we knew from the beginning this was a high-priced attorney, and we couldn't understand for the life of us how in the world Cornelius, a janitor, was able to get a lawyer like this of this caliber and so quickly. And how in the world he could afford to pay for somebody like this for over a year now. Now right now this is pure speculation, but from the outside looking in, could it be that he can no longer afford this attorney because the charges just got raised to a new major level? A federal level? It's very likely, but at this point, we're just going to have to wait and see. But it looks like we're going to be finding out a little bit sooner than later. Now you know we're going to save the best for last, right? So remember the third thing we looked at on the previous screen with all of the charges and the case information. At the very bottom was all of the charge information. So remember before, there were 6 charges. What are we looking at now? We're looking at 7 charges. Look a little bit closer. What does the very first charge say? Conspiracy to commit murder. Now remember, this entire time, Mr. Cornelius has not had a conspiracy charge. So what's changed? Could it have something to do with the previous secret arrest I mentioned in my last video? Possibly. Now I was waiting to release this when I received more information, but there was a new indictment made yesterday, which was Friday, January 6th of 2023. Could this possibly have something to do with it? Maybe. We're gonna have to wait and find out a few things. But what's starting to be pretty clear is this case is just now heating up, and Cornelius Smith is starting to look like a much bigger player than we all originally gave him credit for. Remember, he's the only one directly tied to the Covington shooting and the Dolph shooting. Remember, he's the same age as Orange Mound Quet. He lived less than 5 minutes away from Orange Mound Quet. Now that's a lot to digest, I know, but there's a lot of new developments in this case, and we're going to start getting a lot more information, and it looks like it's going to start coming out pretty fast. Remember, over here on this side, we give credit where credit's due, and I gotta give a big shout out to Tamara that helped me dig up quite a few of these gems. And make sure you stay tuned, because I have a lot more information coming in, and you're not going to want to miss it. Peace.